My name's Scruffy, and I hope you enjoy this segment of the podcast.
All right, Bill, let's talk about something else that we played together. How about a game that, well, Scruffy said it wasn't coming out. So this is one that Scruffy got.
We all
I don't
said
think that was me.
out.
The fuck, I said it was coming out.
Wasn't coming out.
Oh, I thought it was Scruffy. Scruffy, I could have sworn you said it
I'm
wasn't
pretty
coming
sure
out.
I said it
I
wasn't
might
coming out.
have. I can't honestly remember.
Okay. People on the show have said that this game was not coming out. I knew it was coming out. I just didn't know what state it was going to be in. But we're talking about XDefiant. So
Yeah, and this will probably be the last time we talk about it because we've talked about it a lot recently.
yeah, but it's full launched. It's fully out.
It is full launched, and it's good. It's actually
Good.
I am enjoying it. I think it is fun. More so than I expected to, because the reason I didn't participate in the last server test was because the last play test left a really bad taste in my mouth with how the game felt, and I wasn't sure if I was enjoying the direction that they were going.
Did
with
you
a lot
play
of
the
things.
final playtest?
No, that's what I was saying. I did not play that one
That's
because
what you're saying. Gotcha.
the one before that, pissed me off.
Because I played the final one. I actually enjoyed the final one. There was a few issues. There was a few hackers. But I enjoyed that one. I have not played since it released though yet. I have not had a chance.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it's only been out for 3 days, 2 days.
for sure.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I've just not had the time.
Yeah, but it's surprisingly competent. So for anybody that doesn't know what XDefiant is, it's the new Ubisoft shooter that came out. It is a standard multiplayer arcade shooter. So it's not like a BR. It's not like any of those fancy type of things. It's just your standard. If you like Call of Duty, old school Call of Duty multiplayer, that's what you get. Kind of
a
with
hero
this.
shooter in a sense too. Not hero like totally, but like it's got the.
It has those vibes too with the class system. Yeah.
Kind of like a Battlefield 2042 hero shooter, honestly.
I could see that. Yeah. And from what he's saying, it brings a bunch of the Ubisoft universes together. So you're gonna have characters from the Division. You're gonna have Watch Dogs.
You have to unlock them. Sorry to interrupt.
DeadSec is the only one that you have to unlock.
Why was everybody else locked for you there?
It's because there's skins.
You're like one in.
There's like skins. So you can use any ability and any loadout on any of the characters, but there's 3 characters per faction, and they're just stand-ins.
I just got worried for a second. I thought if they went down some line like that.
I thought the same thing when I first saw it. I was like, what the fuck? You have to literally unlock the classes to play, but no,
the classes they're faction based, and the skins and it's just by using that faction's abilities to unlock them. But Watch Dogs, the Division, what's Libertad from? They're from Far Cry.
Far Cry.
Bunch of Ubisoft universes together in kind of it's a pretty tongue-in-cheek universe, honestly. Like each faction has their own announcer pack. I play the Cleaners primarily, and that dude is sassy as hell.
Yeah,
he's almost kind of mean about it.
No, that's the Cleaner guy.
The Division, right?
The DeadSec guy is annoying as shit. Like, no, I wish you could pick your. I think that would be cool to also
pick your voice pack.
Pick your voice pack, yeah. Like they do that in Dota. They did that in Heroes of the Storms. Because I really don't like having to hear. Because I play as DeadSec. And
you got DeadSec off the rip though because of the Founders pack, right?
Right, correct.
Is DeadSec the hacker from the one? Okay, that's why I knew that they would have that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm asking is the DeadSec announcer the main hacker dude that had like the face?
The
bandana. I don't know.
It's not the dude with the LED mask. It's the dude with the bandana.
Okay, I got you.
Yep. Also one of the this is a arena shooter. Like this is not a. I mean, obviously there's the push. Like you're watching Push the Payload. They have
Push the Payload. By the way, I don't know why.
I hate
Push the Payload.
So much.
I don't know why games still do this game type.
I know.
I don't mind it. Yeah, I'm not. I'm
outside of Overwatch.
I think that's the first time you and I have like agreed on this kind of shit. I actually don't mind Push the Payload.
Yeah.
I just the part about Push the Payload that I don't like is how hard it is to balance maps around. Right, like
that's the thing.
It feels like every fucking time.
All the maps they have it on.
It feels like every time they have a Push the Payload. We were literally just complaining about this the other day with Marvel Rivals. that they have one map that literally there's a choke point.
I legit think that they make the maps and then they just shoehorn the payload mode into it. Like I don't.
It's very possible.
That's the thing with this one is the maps do not change based on the game mode.
Yeah.
So
okay,
they've got like a one size fits all with the maps. And I will honestly say, outside of 1.5 maps, they did a really good job with the map design in this game.
Yeah, I think the maps are really good. Like
there was only a couple I didn't like in the beta. So
you have a lot of different like alleyways. You have different ways to kind of get, and almost to a point where I'm kind of like, damn man, did they open the map up too much? Because there's a lot of times where like people will get behind you, and you're like, fuck, dude, how did you get? Like I know that when me and Bill were playing, we had a situation. Couple games where like
constantly getting flanked,
or whatever else, and that's actually
I like that though. I love flanking.
Yeah, but one of the things in this that I will say that I don't,
it can get to a point where it's bad.
I'm back and forth on this on whether I am like, because last night I had a really great time. Like what? Huh?
Oh, I just got sniped behind a wall.
Oh,
because the hit reg is bad.
That's tick rate right there.
That's ubisoft tick rate.
Yeah. So what I was saying though is that the TTK in this, there are times where I really enjoy it, and then there's other times where I'm like, I don't know if it's almost too fast. Because there like today when I was playing, I could not get into a gunfight that was just like a 1v1. If there was one person, there was fucking 4. And it was like I felt like I was getting swarmed. And so it makes it, I don't know. I mean, again, that's not necessarily a problem of the game. I don't know, but like I do think part of that is the desync, and that's what Bill was just alluding to, and what Scruffy was just alluding to. There is a desync issue that is pretty rough.
There is a hit reg too. There's a desync and a hit reg issue.
Yeah, and like this is one of the things that I was talking to Bill about last night when we were playing, and if you were watching when we were playing live, where I was like, you literally were hearing me going like, okay, I'm gonna bunny hop this entire game, and I was like, yep, bunny hopping makes it so that I can get more kills, and feel like I can survive fights. I don't know if it's true, right? Because there's no private lobbies for us to test this in. But I really feel like that is a problem. And if I'm not mistaken, Bill, you were saying that was an issue that was in one of the play tests, right?
Yeah, like in the very beginning, but it was worse. Like the bunny hop could be like infinitely spammed with like no movement penalty. They added a movement penalty to bunny hopping in this, where each hop you do slows you down significantly.
But they still allow it a bit.
Yeah, you can still bounce.
That's fine.
And it is allowed.
I think that's a pretty good way to combat that, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, they could just fix the damn iframe or whatever it is that's causing
it. And that's in saying it wouldn't be like the hopping wouldn't be an issue if your bullets were actually landing. It just confuses the server enough to make it so that it feels like bullets are missing.
Right.
So.
And I think combined with the desync, there are times where like I'm literally just like laying into somebody and I'm like, dude, you should no shot be dead. And because he b-hopped, I was like, I got killed. And then I started doing it, and I did it with an LMG. Bro, I was getting trip kills. I was getting quad kills. Like it was, a world.
I think b-hopping is fine, but it's just, I think in conjunction with how bad their desync is right now, it's breaking the game. I think if they just tackle that desync, the b-hopping will be a fine mechanic. I even though it might not be intentional, I like b-hopping mechanics. I think it just.
I think it's intentional with this, and I don't think they're going to get rid of it. They definitely want this to be more of that style of shooter.
I think that shows with them trying to slow it down instead of just halt it,
Yeah, they've already got Siege for the realism, so this can be their their quirky fun shooter.
For sure, man.
And I've noticed, and today I kind of got the feel for the TDKs and stuff. Getting headshots in this game in particular, like triples the TDK time. Like headshots are the go. Like most guns will like 2 to 3 headshot kill, where they would like 5 to 6 body shot kill. So that
with
is
the TTK,
where
how do you think the meta of the guns is too with that? Like, or the balancing, honestly. Really, because I've seen already, and this is to happen in any game like this. There's already meta guns being shown. Like it's gonna be the same. It's the same ones exactly how it's always been. It's like the MP5, the MP7. I think the Scar or something. There's
I've seen a ton of ACRs.
Yeah, ACR. That not the Scar. ACR. Yeah.
I've seen a ton of tac snipers.
Yep.
that if there's a meta gun in the game right now, it's probably the tac sniper.
If you can land those shots, it's done. You're deadly.
Oh, it's headshot or chest shot's a one shot with that thing.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, for sure.
In my mind, like, okay, again, I already pissed off the Genshin community and the Gotcha community. I'll piss off this community as well. Guys, it's 2020 Like, if you want to have a game that is shotguns and snipers that are one shot, go make a game that is literally shotguns and snipers and let that be.
I don't think shotguns are a problem.
I don't think that
genuinely.
I mean,
in this game,
I've not.
The snipers.
And the reason I say that is because yes, every shotgun in the game is one shot, depending on how many pellets you land. But
you got to break that gap.
You got to break that gap, and the lethal range for those things is only like, I think 7 or 8 meters. And once you get past 10 meters with a shotgun, they're tickle bullets. They literally do fuck all.
I totally hear you, Sin. I think snipers are bullshit. I personally, and that's not to say I don't love them. I do. I'm a sniper, but they are, because they are deadly at any range. They can be point blank one shot kills. They can be 50 yards back one shot kills. It doesn't matter. When you're going up against an AR, your kill time is way higher than a sniper at any range.
There's also not enough recoil.
Like,
you have no flinch
or bullet flinch.
There's no flinching at all. So it's like if you see that glint, you are fucked. Like you know, and especially because of the desync issue, you're fucked around a corner. Like, you know, it's just, you know, it sucks. Like, it just that is a shitty part of the game. But honestly though, I do feel that every gun, as someone that does not like to play meta, I like playing off meta on everything. You can be viable with any gun, really. Like, there's not one where you're like,
I haven't seen a standout.
Yeah.
I've played most of the day today. I'm up to level 22 right now. I played a decent chunk of the day today.
I think you're gonna start seeing some, though. I'm not gonna lie. We're only 3 days in. I think they're gonna zone in on like what's really meta, because like I said, I've already started seeing a lot of posts on like meta builds and meta this, and
I think they're algorithm shit.
I think you're kind of right on that.
I know. I'm just saying people are working it out. I think it's gonna happen naturally no matter what. But at least if you can still be competitive with other guns, and you can contest other guns, I think that's fine, at least.
Yeah. The only gun that I think's been underserviced so far, and I am not even so sure of that anymore because I didn't see many of them up until today, is the DMR weapon class. I feel like they were just outclassed by the snipers in general.
I think that was the one I never used.
As soon as I started playing with Luft, who's in chat right now, and he DMR mains, they came out of the woodwork. Everybody was fucking using the Mark 20, and it's ridiculous.
Maybe that's it. It's just like you said, only 3 days in, people are still finding all the little real sweet spots with everything.
Yeah, but TAC 50 and ACR seem to be the biggest standouts. I've seen a decent amount of AKs as well, which I use AK myself.
But
none of the classes really feel overpowered. In every single one of the playtests up until launch, healers were fucking broken. And they're actually in a really decent spot in this game. They don't feel like you can't win a fight against a healer.
Yeah, I don't know what the devs did over the last like 6 months, because normally, and we have said it,
must have been putting in work.
I mean, honestly, that's the thing. It's like every time, like for the games had so many playtests, right? And we've just been knocking it left and right. The entire world has been knocking this game for being like, just fucking launch. And you know what? Like last week, I drilled fucking gamers because of, piss poor mentality and being a root problem of these kind of things. You know what? Like, this is one of the situations where the devs got it right. They're like, you know what? We're gonna fucking wait. You know what I mean? And like everybody, and if it would have launched with what we had before, with the other playtests, with the healer, like it would have been the healers are overpowered, the game's dog shit, like it's just in a bad spot, and blah 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 blah, like all these other things. And right now, like it's in a really good spot. Everybody is fun. I think the biggest thing that they need to do is they need to pump content. Like they the thing that's gonna drive this game into the ground is, you know, you're playing the same maps over and over, the same modes over and over. It needs content.
Well, they've already confirmed that they're going to be adding search and destroy, which is going to add a nice mix to the game. I love that game mode personally.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of search and destroy myself.
So I think that'll
that
fit
they
great.
need to
But
get a bit more
that's
creative.
That still has a problem of like if they add search and destroy, but they still only have 3 maps. Right, we're still in the same
got
situation.
Like 6 maps right now, which is
there's
pretty
more
decent
maps
for launch.
Either way you look at it, if they add an extra like game mode, but they still don't have the different maps, it's still you're still running the same issue of you're still playing the same map, you know?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's not enough, but it's at least a good start.
I'm more curious about how they're going to add in like new factions or new like new heroes or whatever you want to call it, right? Like
they
I'm
better
curious
add
how
my
they're going to
fucking
work
outcasts back.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. If they never add the outcast faction back into this game,
well,
I'm gonna be pissed because those boys had style, they had class, they were goofy.
Well, they've got like this. I can't believe I'm saying this about Ubisoft. Like they do have a decent amount of like background and everything like that, and like lore that they can play off of. Like they could add. Technically, they could add division agents. They could add, they could add the wolves from the.
They already have
they
division.
have the phantoms.
They have the wolves. Okay, the phantoms.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
But they could add that. They could add Rainbow Six Siege stuff, right? Like they could add any of the Sam Fisher things. You know, they have enough content.
Yeah,
they have enough content inside their universes that they could technically pull from.
You think they're gonna add assassins, bro?
Dude, that's actually what I was about to say. People like I've been in and out of chats getting drops, and people are literally being like, "Can I get For Honor in here? Can I get like Assassin's Creed?" I'm like,
you can do Assassin's.
I think they play full into it. I'm not lying. I think they go full into like the goofiness and the crossover. Just do it.
I don't necessarily know about like old style assassins, but like the new style, like the present day assassins for sure.
It'll have a twist for sure. It's gonna still fit in the game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is again like not necessarily Altier, but the current day Assassin's Creed, the current day Assassins, hierarchy could work.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about this is it hits with the very first thing that Bill said, right? Which is, this is old school COD. What old school COD was about being fun. It was about getting in and experiencing, again, it was getting into lobbies, playing for a couple hours, getting some high kill games, and just having a good
persistent lobbies now.
Yeah.
Which
and
is
like
top tier.
It's just, it was about a better time of gaming where, obviously, yes, it's still sweat, but like it's good. It's just fun. And that's what they need to, like, I think Ubisoft needs to keep going. They just be like, hey, don't try to go fucking like, this has got to be, we got to take this super serious and make this esports. Like, if esports happens out of it, it happens.
I think they kind of accept that by stating that they're not putting SBMM in their casual game mode. It's only going to be in the ranked game mode that's going to have SBMM.
Which is super smart.
They're going to maximize queue times, pull as many players as quickly as possible into it, and then they'll distribute based on skill level from that player pool, but they're not going to be actively searching SBMM wise.
I think just for that fact, that I think they are going to steal a lot of that COD player base, because that's what a bunch of people have been asking for years. And just to this day, like a month ago, I think Activision came out saying that they're still not planning on it because it serves some purpose or something for I don't know what they said, but they're not doing it anytime soon. So I think people are gonna start to see this and they're gonna flock.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I mean, the sad thing is that you have, again, it's just like carnivoristic mentality in the gaming space, and I still don't understand why we are like this as gamers. And when I say we, I don't mean like people that are like, I'm talking about as a collective, like the whole entire gaming community.
The hive mind itself.
It is just like, I can't fucking wait for 2 weeks for this to fucking die. Like, I'm just like, why be like that? Like, holy shit, we can't be in a world where COD and this can survive. Like, we have to like cannibalize each other. Like, it's fucking crazy, man. Like, the game is fun. Just enjoy it.
Same bullshit with the fucking console wars. It just bleeds over, man. It's
and honestly,
my plastic box is better than your plastic box. My fucking COD is better than your COD. It's
like, I actually like had this discussion with my son, because I was like, hey, I was like, you should download XDefiant because he is like a Rebirth kid, right? Like, he is that like cracked out, wants to break each other's ankles or whatever else. And I was like, this is a perfect game for you. I was like, it's movement based, like it's fast, like you'll like it. It's old school COD or whatever. And he's like, I'm not playing that trash. I'm like, why? He's
I'm
like,
not playing that.
That's
trash.
crazy.
I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
I'm like, why? And then when I pressed him on the answer, he was like, well, I want it to be a situation where there's a skill gap, and the skill gap is like not gunplay and not mechanic. It's me being able to. And before he finished, I was like, you want to break a system. You want a system that you can break, and that you have to basically learn how to break to be competent at, versus having someone that is better at just better overall shooting. Like this, that is, I don't want to say skill, but like, again, and he's just like, and I'm like that. So I was like, and that's what COD has bred. That's like, it's I don't know. It's fucking crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. Like,
well, he knows what he wants. At least.
I mean, I guess it just.
And honestly, games like this. 2 questions. Games like this, do you think this is going to be successful enough to breed some form of competition to make COD better? Because I think that would be the best answer for all gamers. Because I'm enjoying this. I know plenty of people that are enjoying this. If this is able to survive, there can be 2, at least on the multiplayer front, competitors in the genre. Because there really isn't up until this moment.
I think what you're going to see, and like we talked about yesterday, is that Call of Duty is very quickly giving up on COD and going just Warzone, right? That's their bread and butter. They don't give a fuck about COD, right? Like Call of Duty, in its base, like they gave up. The CDL is done, right? Like they don't give a shit. Like CDL is becoming a joke. It's going the way of MLG, and Halo. Like I just don't. So I think that you are people that care about like a competitive, fast-paced arena shooter. They will 100% go to this. I don't think that you're gonna. I don't think Call of Duty
pull
is
Warzone players or anything like that.
No,
Right.
You're not gonna pull Warzone. You're definitely gonna pull the arena base. I don't think. I honestly I don't think COD really has this game on their radar. To be honest.
No, they don't care. They look at this like Battlefield. They don't.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a threat
to them.
The thing you got to remember is the COD players are going to play COD regardless of what's out there.
That's exactly
it's the exact same thing. That it's just what Sin was talking about with his kid. Like there are people out there that are just like, yeah, I can see that there's a new game. I can see that it's better. I'm still going to play COD, and that game is trash because I'm a COD player.
Those like casual, more variety players who just happen to play COD because now, until now, it's the only real like. Not the only shooter, but I'm just saying in the genre, it's the standout one, right? So I think now that there's something in that vein, I think it's going to pull that player base.
I'm also of the opinion to see if Ubisoft will actually stick with this or not, or if they'll just kind of drop it after a while. Yeah,
I don't.
It's not going to be a Hyperscape. No.
Me personally, I think they will. I think this is going to kind of go the route of another live service operation similar to Siege, similar to For Honor, where they have stuck with those games through thick and thin. Both For Honor and Siege started off horrible.
You're saying it's not going to be a Hyperscape, right?
No. I don't think it's gonna.
He's saying it's not going to be a
That's
Hyperscape.
what I mean. All right. Because I heard that you were saying it was going to be like Hyperscape. I was like, wait. They're not going to pull this game.
I was asking if we thought it was going to be like Hyperscape, and I don't think it's
consensus.
Gonna be.
I think is no, right? Nobody would think that. I hope.
I hope not.
I mean, I think if it would have launched in a piss poor state, or we would have gotten the server test versions, I think Ubisoft would have. It would have been in a rougher situation. Like it would have definitely been on the table.
Man. Ubisoft's one of those teams that knows how to turn shit into gold when it comes to these live service titles. They've done pretty successfully in the past, with Hyperscape being the one glaring exception.
They also are not hesitant to shut things down, though.
Right. Like I think it being successful. Like I think it being successful, and it's getting a warm welcome. Right. I think they keep putting content out. Yeah, absolutely. Community. Yeah. Like, I think they'll keep putting content. And I think, Bill, you hit the nail on the head, right? Like you have Siege, which is that's the hyper realistic, like, tactical style shooter. And then you have this is the arcade shooter, right? And so they will support both. And they literally could simultaneously do the exact same thing, right? Like New operator, cool. We're going to bring out a new faction, right? New map, right? New, on this one, I think they got to come out a little bit faster. Especially maps. Operators, they could do whatever, but new maps, they got to keep kind of pumping those out pretty quickly.
I think they need to be cautious about the operators thing because they had so much trouble balancing them in.
Too. Yeah, that's the only problem with like when it comes down to Siege, like one operator takes him like a half a year, if that, to come out with.
Quarter year.
A quarter year.
I think
so
they take operators at a much slower rate in this game.
Well, and that's what I was about to say is like I think they need to take that same pace with teams, like new factions for this, because you're not just adding one character, you're adding 3 at that point, right?
Well, the 3 characters are just skins. They're not. They're not
skins.
Well, you're adding 3 different operatives or 3 different because you're adding like a healer, a DPS, and it's just abilities.
So literally
they changed it. Right? It used to be. It was like 3 different characters.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
No, the faction is the abilities. The characters are literally just skins. So if you go to cleaners, you can pick any of the 3 cleaners, and they'll all have access to either
I haven't played since the first alpha. So whatever they've changed, that's new to me.
But still to your point though, I still think they need to slow release factions at a much slower rate than they do, like even operators
maps
in
modes.
Maps and modes and guns.
And they need to get some unique game modes in there. This is the last thing I'm going to bring up on it. I am appreciative that they're sticking
even
to
if
what
it's
works,
not unique or like lesser known.
Safe.
Give us something like an oddball or like a money heist or
I'm tired of domination.
I can tell you right now, you're in the minority on that one, guys. Like you are vast in the minority of what people want with that. Like people want, the reason that COD players are like one of the reasons why COD players easily flock to this is because it's Occupy, it's Search and Destroy, it's fucking domination. It is
familiar. My only question is like, so what kind of like what do you mean by new game modes? Like are we talking like Sieges, like where they had the weird like sack thing or whatever?
Hostage, you mean?
Not like just something that breaks out.
No, they had a thing that was like Sack Boy or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I think they could do instead is like special events. They could do timed special event modes or something like that. I think that'll still like give enough of like a different feel to it, all while still having your main game modes being the search, the headquarters, CTF, whatever it might be.
Here's the only 2 that I would say that I would want. I would want a TDM because I think TDM should be in every.
Don't have TDM.
There is no TDM in this, right? It's Hot Shot.
The closest thing they have is Hot Shot, which is
it's fun, but it's
get the dog tags.
It's co-confirmed.
Yeah, but they need TDM, and I want to capture the flag. I want, capture the flag in this, an old school movement, like with these abilities, with these maps, I think would be a fucking blast. And the cool thing about capture the flag that they could do is that they could now take capture the flag and turn it into one capture the flag. They could turn it into, normal capture the flag. They could turn it into like single capture the flag in the middle, and you're bouncing back and forth. Like, there's.
I like that grenade toss.
I saw that grenade too. I've focused in on that grenade.
That actually, I will. And this will be the last thing because we do need to move on. But that is one thing that I also do have a little bit of an issue. And I don't know, Bill, if you've experienced it, but like I will go to throw my shit and be like, oh, it's gonna land here, and it'll get stuck on a fucking door ledge somewhere that like it shouldn't.
So I haven't had.
It'll get stuck on
that issue. I have had like trying to throw it over a wall. The like clipping of the wall goes higher than the texture does, and it'll bounce back at me.
So they have a collision meshing issue.
I do on some of the stuff, not a lot of it, but there are some places where I'm trying to like get a sneaky nade like up and around a corner, and it just bounces back at me.
Yeah,
it's happened with flash. Dude, I've flashed myself more times than I can count. Where I'm like, cool, I'm gonna like, and especially when I'm trying to like throw down. I like yours is throwing up, mine is throwing down. Like I'm trying to like bounce this thing, or I'm trying to like go over like a door jam or like a floor jam, and I'm literally I'm hitting like I don't know if it's a piece of fucking glass. I don't know, man, but I have flashed myself, and
I just collision. It's probably just collision detection on like their what's called.
And you still have a dark mode flash on?
No, I don't know how you do that, man. I can't. I turned it on.
I like it, but it makes me think every time that my game crashes. I swear.
Yeah, I was like, dude, my monitor's fucked. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I'm like, oh wait, no. And so I stopped moving. Like I'm just like, oh well, now let me fucking try to fix my shit. And then like
really
the game
gotta,
comes back.
Like get used to it and rewire your mind to realize what is going on.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy that it's there, right? Because I definitely get it. Like, yeah.
I wish Siege had that.
Yeah.
Well, I think every game should have it.
I'm happy that you guys are enjoying it. I'm happy that it came out. It's not my thing, but looks fun. It looks cool. Glad you guys are having fun.
And he was like, let's move the fuck on.
Carry on. Let's go.
What he said right there.
He's sat long enough. He's nudging me saying, get your transitions going. Jesus Christ.
Thanks all for tuning in to the Patch Notes. And if you enjoyed and want to see more, you can catch us live every Thursday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, or catch us after the fact at anchor.fm/prepatch podcast. See you next time.